What's up, everybody? You are here with the Not Okay podcast. This is our first podcast, and we are really just coming because we think we might enjoy this and have a lot of fun talking about random stuff on the internet. But also, I think we might have a unique perspective of more of the average guy than someone who comes at this.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe
not.
We
Maybe-
might just be two weirdos, but
Oh, well, we're definitely two weirdos. That's a fact. I mean, you got to be kind of weird to want to do something like this for fun, right?
no, 100%.
Right?
Or it just might mean we have too much time on our hands. But
Shh. Don't tell anybody that. It's our little secret.
we got a few things that we're going to talk about today. Some of it is quite actually most of it.
Hold on. We
Okay.
gotta tell. We gotta introduce ourselves a little bit, right? We gotta talk about ourselves.
This is true.
You go first, and then I'll follow up.
My name is Zach. I am have come from a wild, not really wild, just a plethora of jobs and backgrounds, and currently I'm a firefighter and EMT, and we are. It's a fun time, and we have a lot of stuff to share, and I hope to spread it with you guys.
All right. Well, thank you for that wonderful introduction. I now know who you are.
Yeah.
Extremely cryptic. Yeah. So as Zach was saying, we're both firefighters and EMTs, and we're gonna touch on a lot of that stuff here, throughout these episodes, and you're actually gonna see a little bit of stuff this episode. So from time to time, we're going to be touching on what we do for a living, but that is. Man, I am a firm believer that is not who you are, just based on what you do for a living. So, but it does kind of give you an insight into kind of the way we think, and sometimes we do get a little twisted in our humor. So, if you're offended, feel free to just stop watching. We really don't care. So, the thing about us moving forward is, we kind of want to just be able to bounce ideas off of each other. So I want to have a place that people can come and talk and interact with us in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we kind of wanted to go live instead of just doing a recorded podcast, which we're going to do. I mean, we're going to record it so you can go back and watch previous episodes. But really what I want to do is be able to interact with people, right? We're going to
100%. We want the audience to be
Yeah.
completely involved. And if you have an opinion on it, chime in. We might take you seriously, we might not, but we definitely want you to chime in and interact with us.
That's the point, right?
Yeah.
I kind of want it to be like a call-in radio show, and this is the only way that we can be able to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So moving forward, we want it to be as interactive as possible. So a lot of our ideas may seem super random and off the wall, but I think one of the things that me and Zach wanted to do the most is we wanted to be able to sit down and talk about just ideas that, like, if you're driving down the road, if you ever notice when you're driving down the road and you completely zone out and you don't remember where you're going and your mind is daydreamed and you've drifted off into somewhere and an idea leads you to an idea that leads you to another idea, and you're like, dude, I wonder what, this, whatever it may be.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the ideas I kind of want to talk about, that I want to, just the random stuff to kind of get people talking. We're going to cover some funny stuff, or what we think is funny, some just crazy off the wall stuff. So moving forward, please feel free to just kind of interact with you. That's what we want. And so let's get into it. What do you say?
Okay.
You ready to dive in?
I think we are ready to dive into this.
Okay.
And I'm sure everyone here has probably seen a clip of this. This is the fire truck that found a small icy patch and decided to go rolling down a hill. So let's see here.
Okay, before you hit play, go ahead and there. And so before you hit play, let's just kind of set this up a little bit.
Yes.
So this is it's what we call a ladder truck. It's a stick truck. So basically it has a ladder on it, and it does not have a platform or like a bucket. So it's not like a traditional, it kind of looks like it is, it may be a quint. I can't really tell, but basically it's got a ladder on it, and at the end of the ladder it has a a high GPM nozzle on it. And anyways, just kind of describing the truck. These trucks tend to be a little bit bigger than your normal fire engines, the ones that they use to just put out fires.
Yeah.
So this truck, it's longer. It weighs more. It's a. Anyways, yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. All right. So here we go. Okay. So first off, he got super lucky.
Well, I mean
yeah, like
you don't know that yet. You're ruining the surprise. The
Okay.
suspense is building. Just kidding. Okay, now that they both. Okay, this is great. All right, yeah. Bullshit.
Yeah. So first off, we're gonna have to call a whole lot of crap on that statement. The driver of that truck had zero control of what was going on.
No doubt. Okay, so I kind of want to break this down a little bit now that we've watched
Okay.
it a little bit. So pull it back. Go to the very beginning where it starts.
Okay.
All right. So, all right. I've watched this several times. Obviously, it kind of came out yesterday, and we did work yesterday. But so that's a very steep hill.
Yes.
Already.
Yes.
Right. He is sliding before this person hit play.
100%.
He is out of control before this person hit
like
play or record. Right.
Yes.
So they were sliding probably 100 feet before that.
And I'm guessing the person recording this knew this hill was icy.
Oh, no doubt. I mean, why else have your phone out?
They're probably just not recording because they know things are coming down here and going to crash.
I wonder if that blue, if you see the blue Mustang that this car hits.
Yeah.
I wonder if that had already slid down. God bless America. Changed my shorts. I'm not going to lie, man. I'm sure those guys. I wish I had $100. So to just, if they had like a cab camera to see the captain's face.
100%.
And the driver's face. That's just hold on for dear life. Hope we don't kill somebody. And honestly, okay. All right. All jokes aside. They did get super lucky. They didn't hit a house. They didn't kill anybody.
Right.
Nobody was seriously injured. That's what if this was if this had a tragic ending, I wouldn't even be addressing it really.
Yeah.
Unless it would be like a teaching lesson, but this isn't the case. It's just kind of wild, man. It's wild that it happened for sure.
Well, and I think you're right. I think that blue Mustang that it hits, and you can't really see it on this footage, but there is a car off to the right that it hits hard and flings it. But I think you're right that it was already wrecked. I'm assuming that car probably already slid down the hill.
Maybe, and that's why they were recording.
Yeah.
But look at this hill anyways. That looks, I mean, that's without the ice.
Yeah, because there's multiple people recording this. Oh no. Let's see.
First episode technical difficulties. It's
Oh,
okay.
Hold on, guys. 1 second. Sorry. All right. Let me.
Oh no, he X'd out of it.
I did. That's all right, though.
I was having so much fun with that.
I know.
All right, we're gonna pull it back up. But anyways, yeah. So the wild thing about that is questions that I wanted to talk about while you're still looking for it. They weren't running hot, so where were they going? Like, why were they on the roads in the first place?
Right.
We get. I'm not saying that we get weather reports, but I don't know where this is. It appears to be some kind of township, and I could almost guarantee you. Excuse me. If it wasn't a yellow fire truck, highlighter yellow fire truck, that probably wouldn't have happened. And look, all kudos to the people involved in this. I'm definitely not going to Monday armchair quarterback this situation. This could have happened to anybody. No matter what your level of training. I'm sure that these guys are very well trained in what they do. I'm sure they're great firefighters, great engineers, great drivers. But this is just an oh shit moment, man.
Yeah.
Where you get behind the wheel and it's just what were they doing on that hill in the first place? That's my only question.
That would be the big question right there because
did they not know that they were that icy?
Right. And
where is this? Do we know?
Does
it say in the video?
It is not. Let's see if we can. Yeah. Imperial.
Is that Missouri?
Yep, that is Missouri. Okay. All right.
Wild. Wild. But
So-
anyways,
But Missouri gets ice pretty regularly.
well, I'm guessing this was the ice storm that kind of blew through.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder when this happened. It probably happened not yesterday, but the day before. So what
Yeah.
was that? Monday.
Yeah.
All right, let's just see the news. Let's
Okay.
hear this play out for a second. Can they see the video?
Yes, they can. Here we go. Oh, no, they can't. There we go. All right. So the statement wasn't. Oh, Lord, all that cussing. Hold on.
I'm cussing, so.
Oh no! I'm just
Okay.
hearing the people in the background.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
worried.
Well, yeah,
All right.
that's what I'd
So
be doing
what
too.
they said wasn't a complete lie, right? Their statement was the fire officer did everything he could.
Oh well, yeah. No,
Um,
it's not a lie. And if you're a fire chief, what else are you gonna do?
Yeah,
You're gonna
you
protect
just-
your guys there. Like, you have to, right? This video has gone absolutely viral. It's nuts.
Oh, it was a Honda.
Oh, okay. So we're getting the story here. Ah, see.
Yep.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I'm trying to be as charitable as possible. Okay.
Okay. What do you mean?
All right. So I'm assuming that they are responding to this accident.
Well, yeah. They just said that they're responding to the blue car.
Right. They're responding to the blue car.
Okay.
So they know the blue car slid down the hill.
Ah, well, no, they were going for I can almost guarantee you they got toned out for an MVA.
100%. But
MVA stands for motor vehicle accident. In
yeah.
emergency terms.
And before the fire truck even got there, another truck slid
True.
down the
Well,
hill.
that's why people were pulling their phones out.
Yeah.
Dude, these guys, they were sliding before they even knew what happened.
Yeah.
For sure. There's no way. There's no
And
avoiding
chances it's very possible that he was trying to stop up the hill. Right? Like he may have slowed down. That whole road is probably ice, right?
that. Oh, yeah.
So
yeah.
even
he
if
was
he
sliding.
eased,
Yeah.
Even if he eased up to to that corner.
They dumped almost their entire bed of LDH in the back. That's how hard that truck was spinning.
Mm-hmm.
It's just wild. That much weight spinning at that.
Yeah.
That's so lucky
and
you
that
didn't hit
is
the house.
okay. That is not so LDH is large diameter hose, everybody. And
It's heavy.
it's heavy.
I promise you.
It's probably also frozen in this situation. And
Maybe.
and
well,
it
no,
didn't-
because it was in the bay. They were.
It was
I'm sure they were parked in the bay with heaters on and stuff. I doubt.
Yeah,
it's
maybe
frozen.
so. But
Unless it
look
had
at the
been-
way that this fell out.
No, I mean it came out in chunks. Yeah, I mean a massive chunk.
I'm very upset if I'm having to reload this.
After an accident.
After an accident.
Yeah, you're. They're probably not. I don't know if the truck was still drivable. I have so many questions.
I know, I do too. I wish.
Wish there was a follow up.
Yep.
All right.
Wait. Oh, hey Haley, how's it going?
If there was supposed to be audio with the video,
There isn't
wasn't
any?
Okay, see, this is the feedback
perfect.
that we need.
Haley, thank
Okay.
you so much.
All right. Yes, there's supposed to be audio with it.
I think I fixed it. All right. So
Over to check on them. If it
Anyways,
wasn't
thanks for
the
that kind of
car already
feedback.
being
We
lodged
absolutely
in
need
front
that.
of the tree and
There's
going
going
to
to be tons of technical difficulties.
Yeah, as we figure this out.
Do you have audio now, Haley?
In all honesty, it was kind of it turned out okay. He was a really great driver. So
Rock Community Fire Chief Kevin Wingbermuley says his drivers have more than 240 hours of training, and it paid off on Monday.
Of course he's going to say that.
Although it happened really quickly, they did have a few seconds, and that's what they're trained to do, is to stay calm and think on their feet. And he made some adjustments to the truck. He had an exit plan or a plan B, if you would, to avoid further
Bullshit.
The chief says the truck even had tire chains in place to try and prevent as much sliding as possible.
See, yeah.
Okay.
No one was going to be invincible.
All right.
All right, so chains don't matter in ice. I'm telling you right now, and I don't know, man. I'm not. Once again, I'm not an armchair quarterback this thing. And look, minor adjustments, whatever they want to say. And maybe there, once he hit the dirt, he made some good adjustment. I don't know. It just looked like he slid the entire time to me.
I agree.
So,
Well, and I don't know if you saw the type of chains that they had. It was the chains that go under the engine and they spin with the tire and like go underneath the tire. Right?
Yeah, I've seen those.
And once your tires stop spinning,
once you stop moving,
yeah,
yeah,
they're not going to be doing anything.
yeah.
Anyways,
let's see if we can get there's some damage. Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually,
In
not
this
that bad
situation,
for what it.
making it a
Jeez.
safety reminder for all.
Took off the
Hey, if
Q
this stuff
siren.
Thank you,
happens
Haley.
In a 50,000 plus pound truck, it can happen to anybody, and people really need to remind themselves of that when they get out in these hazardous conditions. That in a split second, a lot of things can change.
The chief tells me they actually didn't have to respond to as many crashes today as they had with similar events like this previously, and we're grateful many people were able to stay off the roads. Kelly.
God, so lucky. That's wild. The end, just right in between the two houses.
Oh, I know it.
I mean, come on, look. I mean, we it's my worst fear, man. I'll be
Yeah,
super
and
honest with you.
it really is because there's
Hurting
so
somebody.
much stuff that is unpreventable, and then you got so many things going on that like
Sure.
just a momentary lapse of judgment can cause something like that.
I mean, you got to respond to the call.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly, if anything, 50, even if you're creeping down that hill, 50,000 pounds on ice, once it starts picking up momentum, I
There's no
genuinely
stopping it.
believe that that's probably what happened there. I'm not saying that I don't want to assume anything about the driver of this truck. I have no doubt that the fire chief was telling the truth. They're trained, they know what they're doing. That's just unpreventable. The crazy thing about it, here's what I really want to. It's just wild. It's just
Yes.
wild to see a massive truck doing a 360, only hit a car, a mailbox, missed two houses, not kill anybody, not hurt anybody, nobody's hurt. Wild. Anyways.
Yes.
All right, so we want to move on to the next thing that we want to talk about.
We are about to talk about Supermayor Tiffany Henyard.
You're going to give a backstory here, right?
Yeah. Well, we're going to talk a little bit about her, and we're also going to break down a video a little bit as well. So Tiffany Henyard is the mayor of Dalton, Illinois, and also supervisor of the township there.
So it's a township, not a city.
Well, she's the mayor and the supervisor of the township.
Okay, so do you know how that works? Break that down for me.
Okay.
What's the difference?
So my understanding of it is the township is a culmination of multiple communities that encompass Dalton.
Okay, so a township is more of just, all right, so we've
And
got
this is all
neighborhoods
outside of Chicago.
with-
These are all suburbs of Chicago.
Well, that's good to know. All right. So a township is just a list of a group of houses, like a community, like Miller's Crossing.
Yep.
And then they all just come together, and they don't necessarily form a city, but they have a governing body.
Yes.
All right, that's kind of.
And there are some cities within the township, and I think they have some community projects that they work together
Okay.
and things like that. But that being said, all right, Tiffany Henyard is the mayor of Dalton, right? And the average income in Dalton, Illinois, is $24,000, around $24,000 for an individual, and about $50,000 for a household.
And what year was that?
That's 2020.
Okay.
That's the last data that I could find.
Okay.
But
That's not even for people here in the South. That's peanuts.
yeah, it's not. It's definitely lower income area. Okay.
It's a lower income area. Got it. How many people? Is the population roughly around 20,000?
Yeah, the population was. Let's see.
I think it was just to the. Yeah, I think it was 20,000.
Yeah. So it's about 20,000 people in the city. The mayor, Tiffany, between her job as the township supervisor and the mayor, makes like $294,000.
What is that? 5 times?
Yeah.
6 times
It's-
the individual income?
Yeah, it's
But that's 2 jobs. All right. So
it's
I mean,
two
she's
jobs.
doing 2 jobs.
right. She's doing
Okay.
2 jobs. She she keeps stepping in puddles of corruption constantly. She has been spending taxpayer dollars on her campaign, on different products for herself, like going out to dinner. She has been paying for her security. Like, it's a town of 20,000 people, and she has spent astronomical numbers on security. Like, one officer got paid, I think it was like $12,000 for 2 weeks of security work.
Now, talk to me. Is this, are they presumed, wasn't there something too about them having a presumed relationship as well? Wasn't she maybe in a relationship with one of these bodyguards?
I've heard it, but I don't know about, I can't confirm
neither
that.
confirm nor deny. Right.
Another thing that she did is
it's not the movie Bodyguard. That's not how this is.
Yeah, I was right. She also hired a personal friend to be the code enforcement officer for the city of Dalton. And this person goes in, checks people's houses, looking for code violations, things like that. Yeah. This person in 2000, I believe it was 16, was arrested for sexual assault of a minor. It was a issue where there was a gang rape, and he was one of the people. It was pretty bad.
Wild. That's a violent criminal.
Yeah. And she claims that she didn't know, but a recent publicity person that quit her team filled everybody in on the details. But
wait a minute, though.
Yeah.
I mean, to be in,
there was no.
I've
background check.
worked code enforcement before,
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to. I wonder if there was anything in their bylaws or their city ordinances where they have to do background checks on city employees, right? Or is that a state law? Like, if you're going to work in public service, do you have to have a background check?
I would assume. I mean, I've had a background check at every job I've ever had. Like, It's just kind of protocol. But let's get in.
That's right. Yeah. Let's show some videos here. Let's make
sure.
So
that we're gonna be kind of reacting to this video by Nate the lawyer. He has done a great job breaking it down and giving us the baseline so we can kind of fill y'all in.
All right, sounds good.
All right. Yes. Oh, we need to back this up a little bit. All right. Yep.
Who is, for lack of a better word,
here we go.
corrupt.
I handle anything as relates to with credit cards. As you heard me speak today in my board meeting about, I do not handle that.
Some of those charges are for you, though.
No, sir.
You didn't go to Las Vegas?
Well, you see, what had happened
What
was
is that?
No comment.
Do you know if you were in Las Vegas?
Of course I do.
Were you?
It's not paid by them.
Did you fly first class to Las Vegas?
Any other questions?
Tiffany Henyard certainly isn't shy.
Yeah.
questions,
Dude, and she...
Moving on.
Okay, she is the master of dodging questions.
I look, man, that wasn't dodging the question. She just didn't answer it.
No. Yeah.
Next question.
Next question. I'm not gonna answer you.
Yeah.
About attracting attention. Here she is starting a Dalton Village board meeting, dressed like the Wesley Snipes character in the movie New Jack City.
No way,
Later
dude.
punctuating her political points with the help of her own DJ.
Every single resident. Pay me what you owe me.
These city council meetings
Thank
are
you,
a
DJ.
circus.
Curious after a Fox 32 investigation found this registered
Here we
child
go.
sex offender
Yeah, this
on
is
the
what you're
public
talking about.
payroll.
A sex offender, you don't give them carte blanche to go into different people's homes.
46-year-old Lavelle Redmond is close friends with Dalton Mayor Tiffany Henyard, who in September hired Redmond as a code enforcement officer without the village board's approval. Redmond served 25 years in prison for the brutal gang rape and beating of 2 young teenage girls in the 1990s and was arrested and charged after our first story aired for violating the reporting requirements of the sex offender registry. Fox 32 is...
Okay, so I didn't realize that he had actually gotten rearrested.
Right.
But she openly claimed that she did not know, even though they claimed to be close friends. I mean, this is just a PR thing, right?
I mean, sure. I mean, look,
Like,
how do you not know?
Yeah.
I mean, I would love to give her the benefit of the doubt, but obviously some of all this other stuff that we've seen, and she's done. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
She was putting her friend on the payroll.
Yeah, 100%.
That's what
Also obtained this cell phone video showing Redmond interacting with the mayor and little children at a back-to-school event in Dalton. Notice the badge on his waist.
Now, we're just 2 minutes into this video, and you see the level of corruption that we are dealing with. It is freaking-sane. And I haven't even got to the new stuff yet. That's just the old stuff. That was just like literally a highlight reel of some of the old stuff. So, for those of you who are new to the channel,
So, I know my experience with doing anything through like local political stuff, right? As far as like hiring and firing, like city HR and things like that is usually a long process. Like it's.
Yeah, I mean, we know that they have an HR department. They have to have an HR department, right?
Yes.
I mean, it's a city. They do have some type of HR department. But I mean, did she hire him directly? Did she have to? Did
she
he
went
have to go
around
through
the board? Like she didn't.
Right.
Like she just hired him, put him on payroll.
Was there already a code enforcement position in place? That's my question. Who
don't
knows,
know.
right? Did she just create this position?
I
for
don't
him?
think so. There had to be like every city has a code enforcement officer. Like I doubt like there was just like a position.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Unless they just have more than they need now.
Right.
those of you who are new to this story, let me introduce you to Supermayor Tiffany Henyard.
Yeah, this guy's good.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, this is a sorry, got to get past the. All right, so let's.
Now, first we.
Oh, okay. All right, so let's recap here. So
yes,
have a mayor who serves 2 jobs.
Yes.
She got elected as mayor. Did she get hired as a township supervisor, or was she elected into that position as well?
I think she was. You know what? I don't know.
Okay, all right. We don't know.
I'm pretty sure she was town supervisor before she was mayor.
Okay, all right. So she's an elected official. She ends up hiring a friend that had served 25 years for a sex crime, a violent sex crime, mind you.
Yes.
And put him on the payroll in code enforcement. She clearly has shown. Look, the antics in the board meetings and stuff, that's, it's weird. It's not conventional. It's extremely unprofessional.
It's very entertaining.
Yeah, no, it's entertaining for us.
Yeah.
Extremely unprofessional.
Yeah.
But not against the law, right?
Right.
Not corrupt. So now we're going to start getting into to maybe some of the corruption.
Start in 2016. This is Tiffany A. Henyard, the Supermayor. This is Chicago Police Department's official website for people they've arrested, and we can see Miss Henyard was arrested on July 20th, 2016, and was bonded out with a $1,500 bond. She was arrested for criminal trespass in the vehicle, so it's essentially a misdemeanor for breaking into cars. Now, this is 4 years before the Supermayor became the Supermayor.
The new mayor says she has big plans for the village of Dalton. She wants to boost the economy and curb crime.
Are you ready to take your oath?
Yes. Tonight, Dalton's new mayor, Tiffany Henyard, sworn in.
Dalton residents, I am reporting for duty.
Henyard, now the first woman and the youngest person to ever be elected mayor of the South Suburb.
Tiffany didn't just shatter that ceiling. She brought it all the way down.
So now, we got to give props where props is due. The Supermayor went from being arrested for breaking into cars at 33 to having a $300,000 job at 37. Crazy.
In addition to leading Dalton, she also serves as supervisor of Thornton Township.
You make almost $300,000 between your 2 elected positions.
I do not. I don't know where you got that number from.
We got it from her own village and township records.
These are tax dollars.
So is the money being spent on village credit cards.
Who approved that salary? That's what I want to know.
So I think
the board.
I think the board. I think most of the salary actually comes from the township.
I wonder how many votes she got. I wonder how many people voted for her. Do you think you can? What do you think? At a town of 20,000 people, 1,200 people.
Probably.
You think she was?
She won with overwhelming support. She ran on the idea of being the first black woman mayor of Dalton. And she won with an overwhelming part of the vote. Sorry guys, I got to fix this camera. It is not working properly.
Yeah, no worries. So, so I have so many questions just about how you would have to, okay, so here's how it works. You would have to kind of look at what kind of city government they have set up, right? Mm-hmm. So we're in a position where does the mayor hold more power than the board? Does the board hold more power than the mayor? What is how many people are on their board? What is,
So she...
all right, so tell me, there was something else that was really interesting when we were talking about this before we went live. Mm-hmm. You explained to me when you first brought me this idea that this mayor had somehow found a way. They were going to oust her, right? The board was going to oust her, and she had found a way to circumvent that, right?
Yeah. So the city council and her are in a lawsuit right now. So the board and the people tried to basically get her out. They voted her out on incompetence or something like that. I can't remember the exact deal. But the city doesn't have a mechanism in place to impeach a sitting mayor. Okay? And because they didn't have that in place, she was able to sue them and keep her position. So she's been voted out by the people.
Okay. All right.
A
vote of no confidence, basically.
A vote of no confidence. Sorry, guys.
No, man. Hey, look. There's was bound to be technical difficulties here in this first episode. We're just trying to get our feet wet, trying to figure out exactly how everything's going to work.
I think that battery went bad.
That's all right. So the vote of no confidence, and then she found a way. So I guess she took them to court.
Yes.
All right. She sued for. I don't know how this works. Like, I know if you're in. Yeah. Thank you, Haley. If Haley would be able to tell us more about this. Mm-hmm. So if you're wrongfully terminated, I don't even know where you start that court proceeding. I'm guessing in a county court of some sort. If you feel like you've been wrongly terminated. Oh, there we go. We're back.
Yeah, we're back now.
For the time being.
That, guys. I don't know 100% the process. What I find interesting is that she is still claiming to be the super mayor and to have the support of the people.
After they voted her out. Okay. Yeah, no, that's a level of cockiness I don't even know.
All right, here we go.
WGN Investigates obtained copies of statements that reveal village officials have spent more than $24,000 at restaurants in just 1 year, including this Midlothian barbecue joint and a South Holland sub shop.
So we gotta admit, the mayor has come up, right? Breaking into cars, now $300,000 job. That is a hell of an accomplishment in 5 years? Great. But I think the mayor may have been hired because she checks off a couple of boxes. Black woman, check. Person of color, check. Youngest person, check. And I think when you just check off boxes, you get this type of craziness, right? This is what you kind of get. Like when people are sitting there protesting outside the mayor's office saying they're hiring sex offenders, that's a problem.
We pay rapists with our tax dollars in Dalton. We pay rapists with tax dollars in Dalton.
Okay, so now let's get to the new stuff. See, the mayor has been in all these controversies. Police overtime, spending extra money, town going from a $2 million surplus to a $7 million deficit.
Okay.
Okay, let's hit on that real quick.
Yeah.
A $2 million surplus to a $7 million deficit.
Yes. In a town of 20,000, where the average pay is $24,000 a year, somehow she has outspent the tax dollars at a crazy rate. Because she's been, I think he said she'd been the mayor for 4 years.
I mean, is she doing good things with this money? All right, let's not.
Okay. Let's
not just assume that she's completely corrupt. Is she doing good stuff with this money?
No, not at all.
Okay.
She spent something like, I think it was like $15,000 on that Las Vegas trip that she refused to talk about. On City of Dalton credit cards.
Okay, so I think this is really important to hit on. So all these charges, and we haven't really got into it yet. There's some more clips, and we can dive in. And look, feel free to do your own research on this, because this rabbit hole is incredible, right? We can't cover it all in the podcast today. It is important to note that all of the expenditures that they're talking about, these restaurants, lavish trips, we've got a video here talking about billboards, was all spent on city credit card, a city credit card.
Most of it was, yes.
Okay.
Which
the city credit card does not, to spend it, you don't have to go through finance. This is not, there's no finance department. There's no approval from the board. You just spend it, and then, that credit card's not in her name, it's in the city of Dalton. So
right. And the city took her off the ability to sign checks previously as well, because she was hiring people to do things in the city and just paying them by writing checks.
Okay, that's definitely not how a city ordinance works.
Right.
As a government employee, you have to, you've got to be able to get bids, and there's a process.
And what I can tell from watching, because I've watched hours of the city council meetings, is she kept claiming that they were approved for grants for a lot of things. And it doesn't appear that the grant money has come in or is coming in, but she keeps spending as if it is.
Okay.
She promised the people in the town new roofs after a storm. And so the city has been paying for new roofs and windows. And the city hasn't been paying the contractors, but she was writing checks behind the city's back because they didn't approve the expenditures.
Okay.
All right. So she is doing things for the city with some of the money. She also, I don't know if she actually got it done, but she also tried to rent a $50,000 Christmas tree for Christmas this year.
How do you rent a Christmas tree, by the way? And why is it $50,000?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That sounds kind of like a $2,000 toilet seat incident to me. You know,
that's it. FBI probes. There's like a whole bunch of stuff going on. But now it's time to get reelected. So she doesn't want to go back to breaking into cars, right? She wants to go and continue on making $300,000 a year as the mayor and town supervisor. So that's her plan. But how do you do that? How do you do that? Because anybody can run against her now and win. So she says, well, let's do this. Well, I'm in a position, I'll get paid $200,000 a year. But if somebody beats me, they only get paid $25,000 a year. So
wait a minute. How is that even possible?
I don't
How
know
is that
the logistics.
legally possible?
She did something where if she gets voted out, the salary decreases for the next person that comes into $25,000.
This is just getting wild, man. This is crazy.
It doesn't make a lot of sense.
Stay in power. That if anyone defeats her for this job of township supervisor, that they won't get the $200,000 salary she's getting. They're only going to get $25,000.
Okay. All right. So.
Yeah. All right. So you want to talk about that a little bit? Like.
Okay. Yeah.
Because like she has people that she's put in position to on the city council.
Oh, really?
Or there's people that's come in and have gotten on the city council that have her side. So when you watch the city council meetings, there's two people that are for her. Okay.
Okay. How many are on the city council?
I think there's 7.
Okay, that's probably pretty average, pretty normal. But 2, so I mean, it's an elected
and I'm not
position.
sure
She didn't
how many
put them
people,
in there. They got voted in, but she probably helped.
Right.
I mean, I don't know what kind of campaign you run in a town of 20,000 people.
Whenever you can dish out the tax dollars of the city for the campaign, it's probably pretty easy.
I mean, it's not like you're running ads. You're just putting out posters and stuff. But I imagine a city, 300 votes?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe
You get 300 of your best friends to just go and vote.
And I think a lot of these people got
make
voted in before things started going completely off the rails.
So what now? Say that again.
So I think a lot of these people got voted in before things went completely off the rails.
Okay.
And before the national media
that
stuff.
would make sense.
Yeah.
That would make sense. So this isn't just
the latest.
Go ahead.
So, and I'm not sure how many people are on the township council. I know there's some people that don't like her on the township council as well, because that's two different organizations.
All right, yeah. This is just getting weird. Okay.
Moved by controversial Thornton Township Supervisor Tiffany Henyard, who also doubles as the mayor of Dalton. 2 weeks ago, the township board passed an ordinance that allows Henyard to continue collecting her $224,000 a year salary. But if anyone other than Henyard gets the job, the ordinance resets that salary to $25,000 a year. Odelson says that's blatantly unconstitutional because you can't set an elected official's salary based on who's holding the seat.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, all right. So, look, man, when does the state step in here? Like that is clearly, I mean, state law supersedes any city ordinance.
Right.
Where's the state?
You're also talking about Illinois, all right, where there's a lot of corruption. And the question is how many people do they have to investigate? And I think
I'm gonna take your word for that because I have no idea.
Pure speculation.
You are
speculation.
Clearly bashing Illinois and have no idea. There's the only evidence we have to back that up.
Who knows? Maybe they only have one officer that investigates corruption. I don't know. I know I have seen a few other cases come out.
It's not just the corruption. That's not what I'm talking about. And maybe this guy's about to get into it here in a second, but I wanted to talk about it for a second. There's legal guidelines you have to go by. This isn't just a corruption thing. That's illegal.
Yeah.
Like per state statute,
legal protocols are being completely negated.
Okay. All right.
Oh, and what was it? It was
to attach to the job, to the officer. So it is a blatant attempt to dissuade other people from running and to allow the current supervisor to maintain the $250,000 or whatever it is obnoxious salary.
I didn't receive any information. Actually, literally, I sat down for the meeting. No,
so you didn't know this was coming?
No.
Thornton Township trustee Chris Gonzalez says he didn't vote for the ordinance because he was handed the 7-page document at the start of a meeting and didn't even have a chance to read it.
So, well, good for him.
Yeah. And I imagine they probably just threw it in there with a bunch of other stuff.
And maybe.
So
I mean, what? How do you even get a vote? I don't know. There's so much going on here.
There's a lot going on.
Yeah. So, anyways, I guess
she is now officially being investigated.
Okay.
By the state.
Okay.
But it's not for this particularly. It's for her charity. She has a cancer charity.
This just gets better.
All right. And
tell me it's got a GoFundMe page.
I don't know if I haven't gone to the charity.
Oh my God, we got.
The reason she's being investigated, and like this just came out, I think a few weeks ago, is when she started the charity, the first donation to the charity was from the township for $10,000. Okay, then she did a march for cancer where
is that legal? Hold on, let's before moving on real quick. Hold your thought. Is that legal for a city to donate to a charity?
I think it is legal, but you have to report it, and she didn't report it. And so, and another thing she did is she had this event where they walked from town to town promoting. They had like a giant parade. Okay. She used Dalton and township credit cards to pay for vehicles, hotels, and food for the march.
That was benefiting her charity.
Yes, and she refused to report donations for like the past 2 years. And that's why they've started investigating the charity.
Well, yeah, no doubt.
Yeah. But it could unravel a whole bunch of other stuff.
Because, I don't know, what is it at the charity thing that you have to, it's a form, like a 503c or something charity or whatever, or non-profit. Never mind.
Yeah.
Anyways, but You can't
You have to
say
report
you're a
all
charity.
contributions and how the money's spent.
Right.
That's the thing with a nonprofit. Like, you don't pay taxes, so you have to report everything.
Right. So that money's just gone missing. It could have went straight from
gone straight into somebody's pocket.
Which I'm sure it did. The way this story's
First,
going.
listening to that, I have two things to say. Number one, the town village board. Those people are idiots. Why the hell would you vote for something like this, right? Why would you put something like this in?
I have the same
You're dumb.
question.
And it shows you that she has a whole bunch of dummies that are supposed to be overseeing her. So she's not doing this alone. Those other people should go down for
Good
this
point.
too.
Good
Right?
point.
They should be
Yeah.
fired
Yep.
immediately.
Yes.
For
Yes.
allowing something like this to go
Agreed.
through. If they had to go and vote and say, yes, we agree to let her get $224,000, and if she doesn't have the job, the next person only gets $25,000. That's crazy. But it goes a little farther. See, when you're running for elected position, you got to put posters up and you have to promote yourself, right? Now, do you think Tiffany A. Henyard is going out there and raising money and have a campaign? No. You know what she's just going to do? She's just going to use taxpayer money to promote herself, which in most places is illegal, but we are talking about Chicago politics. But essentially what Tiffany A. Henyard is doing is using taxpayer money to fund her re-election campaign. Take a look.
Okay, so if you've driven one of the expressways in the south suburbs recently, you've no doubt seen
Yeah.
All right, hip hop. All right, so Haley says here that no city, township, or municipal corporation can donate to a charity. They have to remain neutral. That's what I was thinking,
Okay.
Haley. I was thinking you couldn't. And so the whole thing is just, yeah. All right. Not even talking about that moving into this is wild.
Yeah,
This
and
gets
so
wild too.
and she's using township money and the Dalton City money to basically
re-elect herself.
To re-elect herself, right?
Sure.
She's buying her votes.
one of these giant billboards. They feature the name and the face of a smiling local
We
politician.
offer general
What
assistance.
you may not know is the money for these billboards is coming out of taxpayers' pockets, and that's raising questions for Tiffany Henyard, the Dalton mayor and Thornton Township supervisor, who has already come under fire for spending public money promoting herself.
Dane Placco has the latest chapter in his ongoing investigation into Henyard's questionable spending.
So we've got questionable spending. We've got the local news agencies out. This lady she's treading on thin ice, and she clearly doesn't give a fuck.
No, and like
she doesn't care.
What is? You would think that you would have an exit strategy. If I'm just thinking like a person who's just scamming people, right?
Okay, yeah. Go
Okay.
into corrupt Zach. Let me hear corrupt
If I'm going into
Zach.
corrupt Zach, she has no exit strategy. She's gone too far.
Yeah, she has 224,000 exit strategies. That's what she has. And
I
she
don't know,
made
like-
sure that she passed in that ordinance.
Yeah, like I don't know if I were her that like when they voted me out, I'd have just went with it and disappeared. Like, you done made your money, get out. Like,
Oh no, she's got a lifestyle now. She's power drunk.
but she could ride the media train after that, right? She could.
Oh no, man. I don't know. I don't know what you're doing. Hey, look,
Mhm.
I'm not a corrupt mayor of a township or a city
Mhm.
of 20,000 people, so I don't know how you would act in that situation, what it does to you.
Mhm.
Clearly, she was never somebody of high moral standing to begin with.
Right.
She was committing B&E 4 years earlier,
4
you
years
know.
before she got
So she
mayor.
just look, man, kudos.
Yeah.
Like the guy said, you know, kudos in those 4 years. You upped your game. Like
Yeah,
you went from
100%.
being a crook on the streets to
Mm-hmm.
like a real-time big stealing millions.
Yeah, and getting paid $300,000 a year.
Oh yeah,
to-
legally.
legally. Getting
Now don't tell
$300,000
them
a
what was
year.
going
Yeah.
on behind. Clearly, she was doing other stuff behind the scenes too.
Yeah.
Right. All right.
Miss them. 4 giant billboards featuring Tiffany Henyard's name in large letters, along with her picture, smiling down on the thousands of cars going by on
That's
Interstate
true,
57 and the Bishop Ford Expressway. What are they advertising? One says fresh produce, another senior services.
Fresh
This one simply
produce.
says we offer general assistance.
General
It's a phone number,
assistance.
but you wouldn't know what it's for unless you can read in teeny tiny letters Thornton Township Supervisor as you're speeding by. Bills obtained by Fox 32 under open records laws shows Thornton Township paid more than $10,000 for the vinyl signs themselves and more than $12,000 to Clear Channel Outdoor Advertising for 1 month's rental of the billboards.
Yeah, like this is a lot of money being spent. And here's another thing that I found, and this isn't in this video. So like I was looking at her campaign, and I should have pulled this up, but like she has an actual campaign like fund, all right, and it's called Friends of Tiffany Henyard.
Of course it does.
All right, I can't find anything on it at all. Like I've gone through the records of like the local area trying to find like the registration of the political campaign, like all this stuff, and I can't find it.
So she's just claiming that she has this. She's claiming
it says established in 2020. The website has been up since 2020.
All right, so it's just a website. You found a website claiming that this is some type of campaign fund.
Yes.
Okay, but you can't find any
like
legal paper trail connecting money to this fund,
or how much they've raised, or where the money was spent, or anything.
Yeah, look, I'm no political lawyer, but I'm pretty sure that's not legit or above board. Okay. All right. So, all right. So we've established that she's corrupt. So what's going on? Like, educate me and the listeners on where are we at now, right now?
So right now, the big thing is the investigation I was telling you about. Okay. And she is in a constant feud with the city council.
Is she still mayor?
She's still mayor.
No joke.
No joke.
And supervisor of the township.
Actually,
still to this day.
So yeah. So
didn't they have a re-election?
Not yet. So the election's coming up.
2024.
Yep. But they are having a special council meeting tonight at 6:00. And if you want to tune in and watch this, because I'm definitely going to be watching this.
Okay. I'll let you do the legwork on that. There's no way.
Yeah.
There's no way.
All right, I'm tuning in for this because the main proposal, the main purpose of the city council meeting is to put a investigator on the payroll of the city.
Okay. All right.
All right. So
okay. All right. Moving in the right direction.
Moving in the right direction.
So this is the town. This is the city, not the township.
Mm-hmm.
So this is where it gets confusing.
Yeah.
This is two different.
It's two different entities.
Okay. All right.
It's very possible that she gets ousted as the mayor, but still stays the supervisor of the township.
Okay.
Or like I seriously doubt that she wins another election as.
There's no way,
as the
right?
mayor of Dalton. Like there's no way. Or she just like even if I give her like the most charitable treating in the world, like she is just a lightning rod for drama. Like
on purpose.
It is. Yeah.
On purpose. For sure. Okay, so she's under investigation for the charity thing. She's still mayor to this day. There is an election coming up in 2024, but there is a special meeting going on tonight, council meeting going on, and they're trying to decide whether or not they are going to hire a special investigator with city funds.
Yes.
Okay.
And so that is that is what they're voting on tonight. That's what city council will be voting on tonight.
Will she be there?
Yes, she is going to be in the building.
Yes, that will be entertaining.
And now I say that, but like she has multiple times during city council meetings locked the door to the town hall where nobody can get in.
Yeah, that's illegal.
And the city council has had to meet in the parking lot.
Yeah, that's illegal.
Right.
That's dude, that's a public.
Yep.
I mean, it's set in I'm sure it's set in their bylaws that hey, we're meeting at this time, and that becomes a public building. Like the door said, you have to be. Okay. All right. All right.
This isn't the first time Henyard has used taxpayer dollars to burnish her own personal image. In fact, on other occasions, she spent a lot more.
Hey guys, this is Supermayor Tiffany A. Henyard.
Oh, self-proclaimed supermayor.
Yeah. It's her own nickname. She gave her
okay.
It's on all the government-owned vehicles, buildings, even on the rugs in the township, where we found a Tiffany Henyard 2024 calendar featuring all the important dates to remember, including her birthday.
It's a crime. Yeah, you're using public funds for something that taxpayer dollars shouldn't be used for.
And just when you think you've seen it all, take a look at this. When the first billboard went up last summer, Thornton was misspelled as Thornton. Another sign had to be ordered, apparently at taxpayer expense. Dane Placco, Fox 32, Chicago.
Now that was crazy.
Yeah, like there's no way she doesn't end up in jail. Like
maybe.
I don't know.
She's using the town's money as her own personal piggy bank.
Well,
and
sure.
let's be 100% honest on why this is happening. It's because these people were happy to check the boxes. I'm going to say it. Don't hate me for saying the truth. But they were happy to have this woman check boxes, and now they're suffering for it. What do I mean by checking the box? First woman, check.
Yeah, okay, we've seen all
First
this.
minority woman,
all right, so
check. Right? For someone.
Is there anything else that's new? Hold on. The billboards, we've seen that.
Dalton Mayor Tiffany Henyard was sworn in today as supervisor of Thornton Township. She is the youngest person, first woman, and first African American to hold that office. She says she is truly honored and humbled.
And
I wonder what the demographic is there. Is it mostly African American? Is it mostly Caucasian, Hispanic?
We can figure that out.
Because that
I can't help but support.
That kind of surprises me.
Yeah.
Now, the woman part I get. Unfortunately, women, sorry, that's just the way it is in politics. The woman part, not so much. But the African American part absolutely kind of surprises me that she's. Well, I guess they were saying that she's only the first African American woman. That doesn't mean that there wasn't an African American male that had been okay.
And I get the desire to check the boxes.
Well,
but you have to realize that
look,
grifters
now
grifters will feed on that.
I told you I wasn't going to talk politics.
I know.
But no, I'm serious. Now look, it doesn't matter whether you're extremely conservative, extremely liberal. Look, I'm not. Politics and religion are not going to end up on this podcast, but every now and then some stuff will bleed in. I think what happens is when you start making decisions, I think the lesson here is when you start making decisions that aren't based in logic and they're based more in emotion, it makes me feel good that we've hired this. Like, we've righted some kind of injustice by not having a certain person in office, whether I don't know. Anyways, doesn't matter. I think that's when you start getting in trouble, is when you start making political decisions that aren't based in logic. And now look, both sides do this, and I think this is a situation that the guy was talking about as well. Like, don't hate him for telling the truth. It's just kind of right. He was kind of right. They just kind of wanted to check the boxes. They kind of looked past everything else. That they knew about her past.
Yep. And I'm not even talking about the right or wrong of that.
So is this right?
Yeah,
91.2% African American?
Yes.
Holy cow. Yeah, okay. I mean, and then 0.2% Asian alone, and then 5% Caucasian.
Yep.
Wow. That's surprising to me that's the first time that they've had a black woman.
Yeah, it is a little bit surprising.
As a mayor. Now, this is Dalton.
This is Dalton, not the township.
Not the township. Okay.
Yep. Okay. So I think we've kind of beat this horse.
Absolutely. No, I could not agree more. I want to move on. So let's just go ahead and give people a few more, just like, hey, here's the rabbit hole. Feel free to go down if you want to yourself.
Yeah, guys. So if you want to learn a lot more about this, definitely check out Nate the Lawyer's videos. They're extremely digestible and easy to get a lot of information. And the Dalton City Council has their own YouTube page that you can go to, and they live stream all of their city council.
So that's where you can go to tonight if you want to watch this at 6 o'clock. Look, if you seriously have nothing else to do, I mean, look, I'm not saying I'm running to go do that at 6 o'clock tonight. I'll just catch the video, but I'm saying that's where you can catch that. All right, so let's move on.
Yeah.
God knows we beat that horse. So I want to move on. So Zach and I, all right, look, you're gonna, if you want to listen to this podcast, there's gonna be some disc golf talk, especially when disc golf kicks off and the season starts to kick off. I have been playing disc golf since 2000, every day, not every day, but at least once or twice a week. Competitively since 2007. Zach has been playing almost 15 years as well, so we're really into disc golf. So we're gonna have some disc golf discussions. Zach has a question for me about disc golf that I have no idea. So it's my first time.
All right. So here's the question. Okay. All right. And this pertains to this goes for regular golf too. This pertains to any doubles activity when you're playing a sport. Okay.
Describe doubles.
Okay, so doubles. So typically, you're going to play best throw. You play as a team, and you take the best throw of the person that's on your team.
Okay, so if you're either throwing or hitting a ball, both players step up to the tee, or they step up to a throw. They both throw, or they both hit the ball, and then wherever the best shot lands, they advance to that
position.
Right, and that's the only stroke that's counted.
Right. Okay. And there's different variations of this, but that doesn't matter right now for this question.
Okay,
all right. My question is, all right.
He's got that shit-eating grin on his face. I know this is going to be wild.
When your partner is putting,
okay,
at what distance is it disrespectful to pull your putter out in case they miss?
Okay. This is a funny question. There's so many variables to this question. All right. So let's clarify this just real quick for all non-disc golfers, which is probably a ton of people. Most people don't play disc golf. We have all different types of clubs, right? I'm not going to go into the complete history of disc golf, but just like clubs, we have discs. Okay, we call them discs. They're all different shapes and sizes. They fly differently. We have what's called a putter. So when we get close to the basket, which a basket is pull up a picture of a basket for us, and we'll just show them a disc golf basket. So when we have this basket, we have a disc that is designed just for putting it into the basket. Okay. There's a picture right there on the right. Yeah. So this is your typical disc golf basket. These are people putting into a disc golf basket.
Here, let me pull
Hold
it up
on. He's got to pull it up here. There we go. Just any picture, doesn't matter. City Park Conservancy. That was a website, not a picture. Anyways, so you've got a putter, special disc, trying to put it in the basket. What Zach is asking is when you're playing doubles, your partner walks up to the disc and has his putter in hand, right? And then the person behind him, his partner, is standing there watching. And what he's saying is that there's a level of disrespect towards your partner if you are already pulling your putter out, assuming that they're going to miss the putt. Okay, so let's start. Is my partner putting good that day? Are they having a terrible putting day? Am I having a good putting day? Am I superstitious? Am I pulling this out because I'm like, hey, every time I pull my putter out of my bag, this dude's drilled the putt.
Yeah. So this is where it gets complicated because if y'all don't know, disc golfers, most of them are very superstitious about the game.
Okay.
Like
maybe
they got things that they do. Rituals.
Okay, they have routines.
Yes,
I'll give you that. They have routines, and that's regular golf too.
And my opinion is I think anything within 30 feet, I'm not pulling my putter out.
So so there's a circle. Okay, so just to update everybody on the lingo, and we're going to do this as more as we talk.
Yeah.
So inside the circle. So basically there's an invisible circle that's around the basket, and it's 10 meters. So it's 33 feet, right? Yep. So anything inside of that is you have to, the rule says that you have to stand behind your lie. You can't jump in front of your lie. Anything behind that, technically, as long as the disc is out of your hand before your foot leaves behind your other lie, it's legal. You can jump. Complicated stuff. We don't have to get into it. But I'm going to talk about the circle. And so when I say the circle, I'm saying 33 feet from the basket.
Yep.
You're saying anything inside the circle is disrespectful to pull your putter out.
Yes.
I'm going to disagree. Okay. And here's why I'm going to disagree.
All right.
Sometimes I pull my putter out and sometimes I don't. It has nothing to do with you. It has nothing to do with you. It has nothing to do with the putter.
Okay.
Maybe we had to put our crap, all of our discs and stuff away, and then we had to walk to our putt. I'm not going to walk all the way back, and then I'm not going to stand there, wait for you to putt, then have to walk all the way up to where you're at, take all that time.
Yeah. So I think that is an important point, that if you're having to travel to your putt and you can't take your bag, go ahead and take your putter.
So I'm gonna counter your question.
Okay.
Are you disrespected? Do you feel disrespected when I pull my putter out on your 20-footer?
I would say most of the time, no. All right. But if I'm having a bad putting day, right, and I walk up, and I see you go ahead and grab your putter, and I'm 15 feet. I'm gonna get a little demoralized.
You notice that? Like you're paying attention to that? I'm not even paying attention to you. And what you're doing with your putter. That means nothing to me.
I would have to notice it, right? And most of the time I wouldn't notice it, right? But what I'm saying is like, and I know people that don't like people moving while they putt.
Well, I mean, that's
like,
most people, right?
Yeah, I know people that are very anal about the putting time, right? That they're going to notice everything.
Yeah, that's a kind of a nuance of the game, right? Is because unlike ball golf, you're staring down at the ground. Your visual field, is not at the ground and at a stationary object. It's up where everybody in the background, if somebody's moving, it's basically our eyes are designed to notice movement. So they want us to stand still. Some people are anal about it and some people aren't.
Well, and maybe there should be a modifier to the question because we play with the same people a lot. All right?
Yeah, friends. Sure.
And we riz each other a little bit. Like we mess with each other a little bit.
1000%. That's what makes the game fun.
It's what makes the game a lot of fun, right?
Right. I mean, because we're not playing competitively.
Yeah. But we're
not that good.
Yeah. But let's say we're playing let's say in a competitive doubles tournament. Okay.
Okay.
Let's put the.
I'm pulling my putter out every time.
Every time.
Because it's competitive. I'm ready. I'm going to be ready to go.
Right.
I mean, okay, maybe not tap ins, probably not, you know, but I will say this. It's a process for me too. All right. I'm a second putter.
Yeah.
So I need my brain to already start working in the way that I'm making the putt in my head.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I've pulled my putter out. I've already started. I don't care what happens in your putt. I'm making that putt.
Yeah.
I'm going to make the putt. So I've started the process. So it has nothing to do with you. That's what I was saying earlier. Pulling my putter out is my process, not yours.
And so maybe the process is my problem because I don't have a process.
Oh.
I don't want to think about the putt. I want to just step up and putt.
Well, I'm not thinking about the putt. I'm getting my head right into. I mean, you have to go through you have to have a process. You have to be able to get comfortable and look at a certain part of the bat. I mean, maybe that's what. Excuse me. That's what we're getting at. Is that it bothers you, or you're offended by it?
I'm not offended
because you don't have a process. Clearly, you are offended by it. The question leads me to believe that I've done this to you before.
No,
we were probably playing doubles together.
No,
I reached for my putter on your 12-footer, and you were like, that son of a bitch.
The question came up because we were playing the other day, and we were in like
when was that? 2 weeks ago? We haven't played in forever.
I know, it's been crazy. It's probably been like a month ago. We were playing, and I don't remember who was on my team, but they were at like 20 feet. All right, open to the basket.
They were at 20 feet.
Yeah, they were at like 20 feet. And I'm like, I'm not going to grab my putter. Like,
Who was it?
I don't remember. I think it may have been David.
David's a decent putter.
He is a decent
sometimes.
Putter. But, like, it just made me wonder, what is the level of disrespect?
Nobody cares. Nobody's paying attention to that. I personally don't think anybody's paying. If you're paying attention to that, if you're if you're playing with somebody in a doubles, y'all have a relationship anyways.
That's
There's
true.
no reason why. This is
no. It's a non-issue.
I don't think it's an issue.
Okay.
All right. So what do you? Okay, let's go into some. Let's transition just real quick here into some predictions for the upcoming season. Season's about to start next month. Go ahead and pull up for me. Let everybody see here. Go to the Disc Golf Pro Tour page, and let's see what the first event is. Where the first Disc Golf Pro Tour event is. I think, is it Vegas this year?
Schedule 24.
No, starting on the other end of the country.
So this is Paul's
Yeah. Is that Paul's the one that the course that Paul bought? Paul and somebody else, right?
Mm-hmm.
Paul being Paul Macbeth. All
yeah,
right.
sorry. Let's see here.
Yeah, just pull that up for them. All right.
Yep.
So we're starting off February 23rd. So we're almost exactly a month away.
Yep.
So look at let's look at some world rankings. I think you should be able to look at that up here too.
Let's see here. Players standings.
Sure.
Let's look at standings. So this would be last year's standing. Oh, yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Yep.
Give me a prediction on. Okay, first question.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have a player in this list that wins more than one major this year?
I'm going to go. There's definitely is. And Calvin's always at the top of that list of people who can win more than one major. I think.
He's got to win one first.
Yeah, I know.
Before he can win multiple.
But he won a major last year.
Are you sure?
I'm not sure about that.
I'm telling you, I don't think he has a major underneath his belt.
Does he not?
I don't think so.
All
right, he won at Texas. All right, it's showing here.
Yep.
And so he won Texas. That's right. He won Jonesboro.
Mm-hmm.
He won.
That's it. No, wait. Let's see. No. How do I scroll over?
Boo. Okay. Anyways,
yeah.
I don't think he has a major. All right, let's see. Here we go. Okay, that's right. He won Vegas.
Yep.
He won Texas. He won Jonesboro. Golly, he had 3. Dude, he was on fire last year.
Yeah.
And that was it, dude.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. He doesn't. I'm telling you. I do not think he's won a major before.
Okay. No, you might be right.
Dude, I'm telling you, I'm probably not. This is.
All right, let's go back.
Somebody's gonna go back eventually, like 20 years from now.
You know,
and
there
watch
might
this
not
stupid
be.
Video. They're gonna be like, "Oh, you were wrong."
The parody in the sport has gotten so good.
All right, that's funny to talk about. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're gonna wrap this up here real shortly.
Yeah.
We've been going on for an hour and 18 minutes.
Yeah.
We're gonna come back to this topic for sure, over and over again. But that's funny that you bring this up, and I talk about this all the time. So, 10 years ago, you would have looked at a list of players like this. It didn't exist because the Disc Golf Pro Tour didn't exist.
Yep.
But you would have looked at a list of players, and you would have picked 4.
Yeah.
Maybe 5 that you were like,
every tournament,
they're going to win.
There was like 1 of 4 people winning.
Yeah. Yeah. These guys are going to win these majors. These guys are the only ones that are going to win this. These bigger tournaments 10 years ago. Scroll down this list. Just kind of keep going. We're 30. That would be my guess here, right? I think 30 players in here, maybe 35, have a shot at winning any given week.
Yes,
any given week. And there's some players below here that that could probably trust me. I think Brody Smith. Here's my hot take. I think Brody Smith gets a win next year.
You think so?
I do.
He is getting substantially better.
I do.
As
I
the
think he
time
gets a
goes
Pro
on.
Tour win.
And and people going from ultimate frisbee to disc golf is not an easy transition.
No, it's not. The throw is completely different. It's kind of a weirder. It's ultimate's more of kind of like a nose up, real spinny. It's not. You're not generating as much arm speed. An actual frisbee carries more glide. Anyways, all boring crap.
And he's got years of muscle memory built into that.
Dude, have you seen how big he is?
He's huge.
Dude, he's like 6'3", like 220. He's a freak. He's an athlete, dude.
Yep.
Have you ever heard him in Paul Ulibarri's podcast?
Yeah.
It's all right. It's all right.
You just got called out, guys.
They're not going to hear it. I mean, no, they're never going to listen to our podcast ever.
All right.
I have
Paul
no
Macbeth
qualms.
was number 23.
All right. So anyway, all right. So hot take. I think Brody wins.
You think this year?
Hot take. I think he wins. I think he wins a tour event this year. Sure do.
Okay.
Hot take. What's yours? Clearly, I'll kind of put you on the spot here.
Yeah, you kind of put me on the spot.
Okay.
I think Ricky is going to be first in the standings next year. Or this year.
Okay.
I think
if
Ricky's
he can
making a comeback. I think he's making a comeback.
I mean, it's not like he went anywhere. He won the Disc Golf Pro Tour event this year.
That's true. But
I mean, he won the final
But he's been
event.
out on like medical issues for a long time.
Yeah.
He hasn't.
But he came back and dude, Ricky. All right. Here's the deal. I everybody calls Paul the GOAT. He's won the most world titles. He's won a lot, dude. I mean, look, him and King Climo.
Yeah.
Him and King Climo, some of the most dominant players for their time, right?
Yeah.
I think Ricky and his talent, I think it's underrated. I think he is underrated as a player. When people, when they're talking about some of the greatest players of all time.
Yeah.
How is Ricky not
more in the mix? I think he has a pretty good following. But yeah, I think the big issue though is he's been kind of quiet the past couple of years.
I mean, look, Lyme disease is hurting. He's got, terrible joint inflammation. I'm not sure what all Lyme disease does, but he struggles with it. Right.
Yeah.
So okay. All right. Who do you think wins Worlds? Where is Worlds this year?
Let's see. Let's see here.
Doesn't say.
Doesn't say.
Not a DGPT event, I guess.
Yeah.
You'd have to go to the PDGA here.
Yeah.
All right, you keep looking.
Okay.
All right, I'll look here. Let me see if I can find. I'll look on my phone here. So who do you think wins, though? I'll find out where it's at. Who do you think wins Worlds?
Isaac Robinson.
Again?
I think he wins it again. I think he wins it 2 years in a row. I don't think you're going to see any of the previous big names win it.
Okay. Well, Isaac's a big name too.
He's a big name, yeah. But
he's a household name. Now, for disc golfers, he's an household name.
He's a household name, but a lot of people did not know who he was before last year.
I don't think that's true. He okay. I think they knew who he was last year. 2022, no.
Yeah.
No, he really kind of came up. All right, so 2024, it's in Lynchburg, Virginia. I have no idea what course.
Lynchburg,
if it's one course or not.
Yeah, you know what? Virginia, dude. Chris Dickerson could take a Virginia course if it's if it's a heavily wooded course. I'd put money on Dickerson.
Talk about another, I feel like, underrated player.
Yeah, 100%.
That dude is always in the mix.
Always
in the mix. All right, coming down the stretch. All right, so let's wrap this up. Let's talk. All right, there's some things that we didn't get to, so that I want to talk about on our next podcast coming up. So what we're going to try to do is I would like to do 2 of these a week.
Yeah.
1 at least. 2 if we can, time dependent, right?
Yep. I think in the future I'd like to start around 10 in the morning.
Yeah, this will
be 10 Central Time.
Yeah.
But one thing to be aware of, it will be a rotating schedule for the most part.
Yeah, we work 24 on, 48 off. So next, what I want to talk about, what we're going to get into is we're going to start off with, we're going to just have a segment where we kind of, what shows are you watching?
Yeah.
All right, we're going to talk about some good shows, some good entertainment stuff. Then we're going to get into movies. We're going to talk a little bit about some movies. We're going to talk about the Oscars coming up, which I'm excited about. Just simply every year that I can't really get into how many movies that I want to watch. This is usually a good litmus test on what's worth watching, what's not.
Yep.
You know, so what did the people in the industry feel like was a good movie? Now, look, I mean, I do want to dive into this. A lot of people need to understand that there's a ton of politics that go in behind these award ceremonies. So
sometimes they get it right, though.
I'm not saying they don't get it right in the art. I'm saying that there is some politics.
Yeah.
There is some money and stuff that go behind it.
And there's a lot of good movies that fly under the radar.
Oh, for sure. 1,000%. Now, look.
Yeah.
Now, we would have to go into what is a good movie.
Right. That's a whole nother.
I mean, right?
Yeah,
is it
that may be the
artistically
next
good?
podcast,
Yeah, right, sure. So we're going to talk shows. We're going to talk movies.
It might get real nerdy next episode, guys.
Love it. Yeah, that's going to be what it is. Well, Zach, hey, man, I have really enjoyed our first episode.
Heck
This
yeah.
has been a lot of fun. I hope everybody that eventually goes back and watches this episode enjoys it as well. And till next time.
Till next time.
All right.
All right. Thank you,
Later,
guys.
Zach.
Let's see.